Welcome back from the break. You're watching Our Parliament, and I'm your host, Iguma Gabriel. You can leave us a comment on Facebook. Our page is Our Parliament. You can also leave us a tweet. Our Twitter handle is Our Parliament TV. Use the hashtag Our Parliament. Or you can send us an SMS on the number that's showing at the bottom of the screen. If you'd like to be part of our studio audience, call that number and we'll book your space on the show. Before we went for the break, somebody had a question to ask. Yes, sir. Your name, question, or comment?
My name is Abubakar Matanda. I'm the president of Uganda National Students Association. My question goes to the ED of the board.
Mr. Michael Wanyama.
Yes, we have seen very many very beautiful programs come up, generated by government. We become excited over them, but then over the years you find that we do not realize the objectives for which they were set. Just a few days back, the president ordered for the dissolution of the NADS program, which we have had lots of money go to it. Now, the students' loan scheme. Many of us are excited. Student leaders, we're excited. We are asked every day. Now, relating it to what we have had in Tandikwa, Youth Fund, and all these programs. Mine is on accessibility. What structures have been put in place to ensure that, for example, a student who is in Chitugum is able to access this.
Or in Kabong.
Or in Kabong.
Up in the mountains of Bududa.
Exactly.
Yes.
Is able to access this.
All right, let's put that question to him. Accessibility.
Yeah, thank you so much. We have come up with a structure that's going to ease the life of students. For instance, in terms of applying for these loans, we have patterned.
But Mr. Wanyama, why are we talking about it in future tense? And yet the loans are supposed to be accessed very soon.
That's what I even mentioned here, that we, from beginning with the mid of June, we are placing adverts calling for students to apply. Because I have to make this very clear.
These adverts will be on TV, radio, and newspapers.
Exactly. Because
the people he's talking about don't have access to those things you're talking about.
No, we are even going out sensitizing them. We are even using these, what we could call small radios to reach out to the public. You get it? Right now we are carrying out a sensitization program using all the media that is available. Even reaching out, say, even in Kivale, down there using the whatever local radios are used to reach out to the public. Now, what we have done is you do not need to come to Kampala to pick a form in order to apply. We have entered into partnership with some commercial banks that wherever you are, you will just walk to a commercial bank, pick a form, fill it. That's one mode we are using. Then you can also walk to any university.
After you fill it, where do you take it?
You take it back to the bank. Because we have agreed with these banks to act as our courier. Because, banks, naturally, they're efficient in that area. And even in terms of customer care, we know students will be treated well and that kind of thing. But we also say these universities that are chartered, which are going to benefit, you can also pick these forms from those universities. So any student, wherever he is, whether he's in Kabong, whether he's in Busia, whether he's in Rukungiri, at least will be able to move to any neighboring commercial bank and pick this form.
Okay. He also had a question on
programs.
Yes. Many have failed. Many that have come in this style have failed.
The only thing I can say, maybe sometimes we make mistakes and start certain programs without clear legal framework, which spells out how the program is going to be done. At least one thing I can say, that there is a law.
Let's come to Honorable Namabide. One of the issues that was in Parliament was the fact that these loans, the scheme had actually started before there was a legal framework. And he says that's a huge problem.
Well, I think there was a lot of anxiety. There was a lot of pressure. Everybody wanted to join university. And by the way, we... for about 3 financial years now, we've been allocating money for, first of all, the task force, the Students' Loans Task Force in the ministry, which did the ground work. And then when this financial year started...
For 3 years, money has already been
it was 1 billion.
Okay.
1 billion. The second year.
And the third year was 5 billion.
5 billion. This is the current financial year.
But no student has got a loan yet.
Yes, because we said, actually it was Parliament which said no loans without a legal framework.
Okay.
I think the ministry really wanted to give out loans. But we said no loans without a legal framework. And now we have the legal framework. We tell them, now you can go ahead and give the loans.
Okay. How much is it going to be per year? How much will you be appropriating per year? Because Parliament appropriates.
Well, unfortunately, this financial year, the coming financial year, in the medium-term expenditure framework papers, they provided 5 billion. My committee resisted it and said, no, this is not enough. But we had...
How much were you suggesting?
We want something like 16 billion.
16.
16 billion. That is what can work. And we were into discussions with government because there are some other schemes that are kind of parallel to the loan scheme. For example, the State House scholarships. And we are saying that if we have a law in place and a board in place giving out loans, then gradually the State House scholarships should be phased out, and this money be freed to allow us to have more money for the students' loans.
Okay.
Yeah.
How are your students supposed to pay back these loans?
Well, according to I would say it's a little bit unrealistic because these students, after studying, they're not sure of getting jobs. That's first, number one. I have a colleague of mine, he did engineering. For the past 4 years, he has been seated there.
And yet we've been sung too, year in, year out. Sciences, do sciences and you'll have a ready job.
He hasn't yet gotten a job up to now. And I'm looking at, if it's going to be self-financing, we pay back this money for my young brothers to also get a chance, it's going to be kind of a fuzzy delay, one or the other. So maybe, I don't know.
Did you make any proposals to this kind of thing? Because you appeared before the committee.
Yeah, we did make a proposal. First of all, at that time, the bill was saying you should pay immediately. Yeah, and
immediately when you finish the course.
Yes.
Yes.
That was the proposal at that time.
1 year after.
Yeah.
1 year.
Now the act says 1 year.
1 year.
Yeah.
And you say your friend has been out 4 years. Okay, is 1 year realistic?
Yeah, you know what we are saying? We want this scheme to be revolving. We want students to appreciate that let me pay back and also be able to assist another needy student.
Yes, you'll
too.
be willing to pay,
exactly.
but within 1 year, are you able to pay?
Exactly. Even experience has shown in other countries that some other people even start paying before the end of the grace period. There are those who are willing to pay early. There are those really who appreciate that if it wasn't a loan, I would not have studied. And since I have completed my studies, let me pay back. There are those who start even paying before they finish.
What happens to those who fail to pay within a year? If they fail to start paying in a year?
Good. The law allows rescheduling of repayments. The law has a clear provision on that after grace period of 1 year, if you have not gotten anything gainful and you are unable to pay, you inform the board to reschedule. But the board will verify that information beyond reasonable doubt to ascertain that you don't have anything gainful that you are doing.
Okay.
Yes.
And maybe
Honorable has something to add.
Yeah, maybe we should not look at employment as only from employment. Students should think about how they're going to pay these loans, even when they don't have formal employment. They can look at self-employment. You know, if any a student gets any kind of income, be it selling, I don't want to sound crude, but I've seen many students riding boda. I've seen many students running kiosks. Yes, we should stop looking at some jobs as not meant for graduates. We've seen so many. Actually, many graduates have gone into the informal sector, and they're getting money. So what is important is someone knowing that I have an obligation to pay, whether I'm on a payroll of a certain organization. You can be on your own payroll. You have your small business, you get a small income, and then you pay.